We've been getting in voices from the ground, from pan India, across the length and breadth of India. We've had students sending us videos via WhatsApp. Let's listen in to some of those voices.
बिहार में मेरे तरफ हम गोपालगंज का है, वहाँ बाढ़ आया हुआ है। वहाँ से मेरा सेंटर जो है, मेरा सेंटर गया मिला, पटना मिला है, और पटना वहाँ से करीब 100 किलोमीटर दूर है। और मेरा एक दोस्त है, उसका 200 किलोमीटर दूर है। सर, हम लोग कैसे जा पाएंगे वहाँ? और एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले जाना पड़ेगा, और ना ही ट्रांसपोर्ट है, ना ही कुछ है। और 6 तारीख तक, 6 सितंबर तक लॉकडाउन है बिहार में। तो सर, कैसे हम लोग क्या करेंगे?
सेंटर के अंदर आप मैनेज कर लोगे, वी आर एश्योर, बट बाहर का क्या? जो सीन आ रहे हैं आज जो गुजरात में एग्जाम हुआ था उसका देख लीजिए, कॉमेड के KCET सबका बुरी कंडीशन हो रही है, एकदम वर्स। इन्फेक्शन वहाँ बुरी कंडीशन, बुरे तौर पर फैलेगा। अगर नेशनल लेवल पे ऐसा हुआ तो अंजाम भुगतना पड़ेगा।
Spread is that an entire academic session will go waste. Now listen to the technicalities. The current batch is the 2020 batch. That is the batch which is going to give exams. Their session at IIT was due to start in August 2020. Currently August has ended and we are entering September. So practically just one month of this academic session is lost. So our 1 year was from August 2020 to August 2021 for the current batch. So practically the government has the duration of this entire 1 year to get the exams conducted, these entire 12 months to get the exams conducted, get the JEE exams conducted, onboard the students onto IIT and finish the syllabus. Now you must understand that the first year syllabus in all engineering colleges including IITs is practically only 8 months of teaching. 8 months of teaching. Rest it's all holiday. So the first year syllabus can be easily covered by a mixture of pre-recorded lectures and offline classes within 6 months or even 4 months. It's not a big task.
I don't understand why this online exam, it is for 6 days. It is in a stretch of 6 days. It is very hard to manage the exams, and so many people, same people will come in the contact of so many boys and girls daily, and it will be very tough to sanitize the exam. Why we are not focusing on a pen pencil exam so that it can be done in one day itself, and nowadays it is on OMR sheet, so results, declaring of the results should not be a problem. It can be declared in 15 days. My point is that rather than asking the government to postpone the exam, it is a good idea to manage the exam properly, and it should be conducted.
All right, so those are of course voices from across the country, and we're being joined by 2 more voices on the broadcast. We have with us Dhruv Jati. He is the student and founder member of the Bangalore students community. Appreciate you being with us. We also have Suman Das. He is a JEE aspirant. Appreciate you both for being with us on the broadcast. Suman Das, let me begin by asking you, you are a JEE aspirant. You've been hearing both sides of the story, students who say that the exams must happen, students who are demanding for it to be postponed further. What's your take?
First of all, thank you for having me. And I get everything, there are a variety of opinions coming from around the country, and many people, majority of the students are demanding postponement of the exams. But what I feel is that this cannot go on like this. There has to be a solution to this. This needs to end. There has to be some kind of solution to this. What I feel is that the government is telling that they have taken precautionary measures and they will ensure the safety of safety of the students in the examination centers. And there is this lack of confidence in the government that is playing a key role in this whole virtual protest. There are 2 million, 3 million tweets, and every time the exam comes near, the demand for postponement begins, and this study fatigue is like really worrying for all the students. So there has to be an end to this. There has to be a solution.
All right. Suman Das believes that, there is always going to be something or the other that is in fact, going to be happening, and therefore you can't permanently hold off on the exams. Dhruv, you're the leader of a student community or a founding member of the Bangalore student community. What do a majority of students in Bangalore want?
Thank you, Rishika, for having us on the show. So, firstly, before I begin, I would like to say that I understand the problems of Suman. He has valid points, of course, but we living in urban cities mustn't complain, and also must understand that people who are in flood-affected regions in Bihar, in Assam, some in fact in Karnataka as well, are very much not for the exams, because it's not easy for them to deal with the pandemic and the COVID-19 at the same time. And as let's understand that as more houses continue to drown and more people continue to get affected by COVID-19, the situation is not ordinary. It's not something that we have witnessed in years. And conducting examinations during this time is completely not okay, because it's a matter of privilege again, if you see, because these examinations are going to be held for the ones who are privileged, the ones who can come out freely give the examinations. But what about the ones who cannot? And with COVID-19, I completely believe that it's not going to look like it's not going to stop the government from continuing these exams.
But what would you say to students who have, and there are a large number of students who've also come out and said that they've been preparing for several years, and that they are okay to wear a mask and gloves and take all the precautions because life must in a certain sense go on. You don't know when you'll have a vaccine. You don't know when the pandemic will come under control.
See, what I can tell these students is that, the government chose to wait from April to May when the cases were very low in the country. And let's also know that once the NEET examination takes place, there's a month window for the results to be out, right? So if you're speaking about a month's window for the result to be out, then you're going to have the results out sometime maybe October-ish. But if you see the exams being taking place either post Deepavali, like Subramaniam Swami sir, said so, then it would be more viable. The students should wait, and they must understand, the difficulties of the others.
Clearly two sides of the story. Let me give the last word to Suman Das, because he is going to be appearing for his JEE exam in about 6 days from now. Suman, how much time have you been preparing for, and what are you hoping, and what are some of the precautions that you're going to be taking as you write those exams?
So let me begin by saying that I believe if there is a will, there is always a way. And I have been preparing for these exams since I was in class 9, and there is this rat race in the country. Everyone is trying to score well, everyone is trying to get good ranks in these exams. And precautionary measures, of course, there are a lot of precautionary measures that we should be taking. First of all, I have told my father that he should not go near the exam center, he should stay away, and just I'll go and I'll just give the exam, and I'll not not come into contact with many things, because there is always the chance of infection.
Of course.
And we always need to assume that whoever I speak to, I have to assume he is infected. Whatever I touch, I have to assume it's infected. So I have to be very careful, and I'll just have to go, concentrate, write my exams, come back, and then I'll have to sanitize before entering my house also. So it's a lot of headache, but at the same time, life cannot stop. We have to go on.
All right. So two sides of the story. Well, Suman, we wish you all the very best for the exams. And thank you very much, Dhruv, for representing that section of students that are lobbying very hard for these exams to be postponed. We wish all of you all the very best.